Hey you, what is up guys, it's your boy Toy here. As per request of Ray, can you make an updated daily grind video? So here's where it's at. Normally I would do a daily grind, but I will give you a weekly grind on top of it. So let's just get it popping because the new week has arrived. So first and foremost, when you log in, you got all these things that will say freebies and a lot of cash that you got to spend. We're not doing that, and we are just getting whatever. So logging in will give you all sorts of rewards, starting off with the Gilded Tin. So once you click this, it will add another day to this. Make sure to always click it. There are some people who might actually forget, so please don't do it. Next one up that is very easy to do is I just get my friendship points straight away for a very other reason, and that is I go to the heroes in, and since I got all of the heroes already, then you can get yourself max affinity rewards, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but this adds up to a ridiculous amount of rewards over time anyway. So to get this, all you can see is these affinities are maxed out. Unfortunately, I cannot show you guys another one because they're already maxed out, but make sure to click on these characters, check the max affinity, greet them all, and get yourself a small amount of rewards extra. You could think about not doing the ones for the hearts, but now that they've downgraded it, it seems better for you to get the maximum affinity straight away. So then I go and do my mini game. I click it, I press the escape button to make sure that this long as animation doesn't stay a long time, because otherwise it just takes so much. So that's where we go on that one. Obviously you could just simply say, oh, we got ourselves a whole list that we got to do, why just not do everything on there? There's several things that I barely do. One of them is the clear dragon raid, and the Tower of Challenge will only give you 10, which in 8,000 is absolutely nothing. So in my opinion, I don't feel like I need to do this. So I claim all of this. But then for the full stamina that you can gain yourself, I would suggest the following. Get yourself a dispatch or so. And it doesn't matter if you fully charge this, right? But you could actually use this straight away. But if you are not having any dispatches on, I would suggest going all the way up to the last chapter, do 10, because this one gives the most amount of gold, and you put this little thing on auto, and once you start your day up, you can get yourself a drink, go to a shower, and once you come back, guess what? Everything will be done. And another thing that I will be able to show you, which is pretty much included to the gold bonanza, is my Rebel Claws is probably the fastest one that can complete the stage, and with a little bit of additions here and there and some tweaking, I might actually be able to one-shot everything. So this is another way to really perform it, but that is for another video later. Next up will be the Stockade. Now there's one thing that I really recommend everybody to do, to at least get yourself to these scrolls up. A reason for that is this will increase your gold by a tremendous amount, and if you are starting out, the XP potions will also once again rise up. So the ones that I always do on the later stages are the gold dungeon, and I do the XP dungeon. All of these other ones are absolutely unnecessary, but if you are a starting player, I would recommend doing them as well, because you will need a lot of skill books, you will need a lot of things to upgrade your characters to that T5. But there is a slight trick that can get yourself a little bit more gold than usual. You got yourself gold boosters, and obviously the ones that are just used in the regular day, these ones are pretty rare to some degree. To make sure to get the maximum out of this, what I would recommend is doing these half an hour before the reset hits. Now not everybody has a sleeping schedule that can deal with that, but if you do get it before the reset, you can use one scroll for 2 days, which will then increase your gold. It's small amounts at the end of the day, but it's still good. With that is being said, I go all the way over here and I check myself this thing, and I buy the cheapest item in here so that thing gets checked. Do I really need to do this? No, but there are some events such as the Don't Procrastinate event where you gotta do dailies to get yourself, let's say, anything of this. Now on to something that is weekly. You gotta go to Jin, and you gotta make sure to buy everything in the shop. There's stamina potions for free, obviously that is a must-have. Dragon ship, king ship boxes, here we go, we gotta buy all of these. Now if you are a newer player and you might think like, oh, I want a legendary enchant my gear, these boxes could be good, but then again, I'm not that much of a fan. One thing that you could do, however, is get the TA gear tickets. Reason why: this will allow you to get the physical defense or the magical defense equivalent of doing, let's say, the Trial of Earth, Trial of Sky, Trial of Flow, to make sure that you can get your tank to survive and the other supporters as well. So these tickets, they are valuable, but to a certain degree, they're not necessary for the end game. So these could be good. So at that point, you got to think ahead. Am I able to clear the Trial of Flow while you're doing the Trial of Sky, for instance? Do you have enough of the gear to tank up the higher stages? Because these will get down every single week, which also means that you got to plan ahead. So buying these is never a wrong option. That being said, we claim out. There is a very particular thing that I would like to show you guys, and that is the ordeal points. So for those of you who don't like PvP, here's where you need to do something, because it will allow you to get a lot of nice items, and that is the Battlefield of Ordeals. If you keep doing this, this is a unique treasure every single week. So I go to the Battlefield of Ordeals and I buy myself everything that is in here. This also includes a lot of Technomagic Reforges, which then will allow me to reforge everything that I have. So that is a must-have to do for everybody. And the same thing goes for the League of Honor shop, because this thing grants you so many freebies. So here we go. Watch the show. We gotta open all this, all that, and there's some unique feature to this right about now. So since the League of Honor has ended on this previous season, season 13, but there's something major that everybody needs to know. Whenever this season ends and a new season will start, they will actually reset the complete shop once again. So you need to buy this thing on your Mondays. So on Tuesdays, you can get one time more of this whole thing. In my opinion, I would never go for the artifact pieces, because I am at a point where you don't have to go for them anymore. And another fact is they are expensive as so I would not recommend you buying these things. Coming up at another one, and that is the guild shop. And obviously these things are once again the must buy, because reforged tickets, you can never have enough. Anything else here seems pretty self-explanatory, but I would recommend people buying the Technomagic Experiment Reports depending on what kind of guild you're in, because some people might not even be in these guilds. The unique treasure fragments, they don't seem to do like a whole lot, and this artifact piece for this amount of cash, it doesn't seem worth it to me. Anything else on here, absolutely worthless. Same for the guild shop. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show because I recently joined once again to a new guild, so this shop is pretty much empty. So outside of the reforged tickets, I would buy nothing here. Then once you're done with a complete week and you still have some tokens left, what you got to do is buy stamina potions. Stamina potions are the equivalent of increasing your account. If I wish I could show you how much stamina I've spent throughout my whole 3 years of playing this game, but I cannot, unfortunately. Then for the Guild Wars shop, there's obviously a few things that you can buy. Soulstone fragment tickets, you can never have enough of these anyway. You can go for unique treasure, unique weapon fragments. In my opinion, I don't think these are worth it anymore, because you don't get many Guild War medals. The only thing that you can think about, in my opinion, is go for the Circle of Friendship or the Wargaming set if you have yourself a unique weapon transfer ticket on your Hanas, and get it to any other NPCs. Now this is something that you could do, but I found myself, the moment I had my Hanas to a 4-star, wanting to change her up to any of my other NPCs was so demanding of restraining myself, right? So I'm not quite sure whether I would advise that to most people. Then another part of the weekly stuff is the Technomagic enhancement raid. So get yourself a friend, get yourself somebody that allows you to clear stage 3, because the freebies on these are absolutely enormous, and the fact that you can increase your account super fast, this is a must do for every account weekly. Now once you get all of these down, you can recharge with the rubies, and it is expensive as hell, and I'm at a point where I basically enhance everything to a pretty standard level, not maxed out, but I come to find that giving yourself 2.5k rubies to just this isn't worth it to me right about now. So you gotta really think about where do you spend your rubies every week. Because the one thing that I would spend my rubies on is the Trial of the God King. And this is where you get your soul weapons, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one thing that you got to do every week. And I would definitely recommend you getting yourself that 1k rubies to unlock it one more time, which is a 50% increase in your drops basically, which is insane. And then you have your Shakmeh, which is basically one of these things that you got to do. If you don't, you're wasting time on gold, efficiency, some unique treasures, unique weapons, all these fragments. You just got to do this. And in my opinion, if I would have to spend some rubies, you go to the package shop, you go all the way to the stamina part, and I would buy these every single week. Reason why: Shakmeh itself is very valuable in terms of unique weapons and unique treasures. It is, however, debatable because this is 3 days worth of waiting, which, well, makes a week long, make it 10 days instead. So I would always buy these. And then you got another thing which I would buy weekly every single time, and that is the Technomagic upgrading stones. And you just gotta buy them because upgrading your characters, especially in PvP, is very demanding, and these will give you that slight edge if you buy them every single week. Last but not least, and that is my favorite thing, I always make sure to check out my Eclipse so I don't have myself 5 orbs to get 5 entry tickets to Eclipse. Make sure to do this every single time. Even if you have a very messed up team, it is worthwhile to make sure that your stamina is stacking up to gain your account more ethers along the way. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for what I do on a daily and a weekly basis. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this gave you guys some insight. If there are any questions, put it down into the comments below. And if you found this helpful, entertaining, or whatsoever, and you want to support the channel, make sure to like and sub. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.